Hey everybody, welcome to Ringsiders. Tonight we are joined by a very special guest. He's very nice, he's very evil. He's Danhausen. How are you?
Hello, yes, Danhausen's pretty good. How do you do?
We are very well, thank you. I don't know if you're aware, we're in the UK and it's incredibly snowy at the moment. It's horrible.
Yes, snow is terrible. It is snowy here too, though. So
Oh,
he's
really?
pretty similar. Yes, Danhausen is in Montreal.
Oh,
Ooh, the capital of the world for snow, Danhausen.
Yes, precisely.
Well, I was thinking, Danhausen, obviously a lot of our friends have been asking about tonight because they're very excited. Danhausen appears to be a global icon. I mean, the UK fans are loving you. They want to know what we're going to talk about. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice when Ring of Honor come back to the UK if Danhausen became Sir Danhausen?
Oh, yes, you can. What is it? Knighting Danhausen.
Yeah.
You hit him in the head with a sword.
That's the one.
Yes. Well, we could probably do that if, Danhausen makes his way to the UK. Danhausen has never been there. So this is news to Danhausen that he has fanhausens in the UK.
Oh, many fanhausens.
Oh, says who? Who told you?
We speak for the whole of the UK.
Nice.
The Ringsiders. Yeah, we speak for the whole of the UK, and everybody here is a fan.
Oh, very good. Well,
Yeah, he makes national news every day.
Oh, yes. Send the newspapers to Danhausen's PO address.
We will do. But I hope I wasn't jumping the gun there as well. Obviously, I mean, calling you a global icon.
Yes, well, we can call Danhausen a global icon. That's quite nice. Danhausen will assume the moniker.
Hey, speaking of the UK fans, we do have a question from a UK fan. He's called Simon Hausen. And Simon Hausen said you have to ask Danhausen, where does he get his jar of teeth? Are they the teeth of his victims?
Hold on, Danhausen will show you exactly where. He gets them from this Ziploc bag full of teeth.
Wow. Did you get them from eBay or Amazon?
Danhausen travels the world and collects teeth.
You're quite the tooth connoisseur.
Yes, Danhausen actually owns David Arquette's tooth.
Oh, really?
Yes. Fun
How
fact.
much did that cost?
$0. It was a gift.
Oh, how nice of him.
Yes, he approached RJ City and said, what is Danhausen's address? And then he sent Danhausen this lovely gift known as the David Arquette Celebrity Tooth.
Oh,
well,
how thoughtful.
I am very jealous. Now, you mentioned traveling as well. I mean, how does one come about a blimp?
Well, Danhausen has been waiting for this to be funded by Dave Honor, the owner of Ring of Honor, if you will. And it has not happened yet. So perhaps, who knows, Danhausen will have to build his own blimp.
Well, I'm sure you could do that. Speaking of Dave Honor, I mean, how has he been treating you now you've got a contract?
Well, he's been quite all right, except for he is not living up to Danhausen's demands. So we shall make a Maru the day, as you will. But we move on, we carry forward, whatever have you. And yes, we shall just make more demands and hopefully they get answered.
Have you asked Dave Honor if there's any plans to rename Ring of Honor Ring of Hausen, perhaps?
Yes, well, Ring of Honor will not answer any of Danhausen's emails, Dave Honor, that is. So Danhausen has suggested this. He's put it a little slip in the suggestion box outside of his office, and he has not answered Danhausen yet.
That's not fair. We need answers. We need answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
No Ring of Hausen yet, and no blimp.
No blimp.
Three strikes and you're out.
No blimp. I mean, go on, Jamie. I know what you're going to ask. You're going to talk about the PWI.
Speaking of, obviously, you won your contract at Final Battle. First
Fair and
of all,
square.
How did that feel?
Oh, it felt great, to walk into the ring and dominate Danhausen's opponent, win fair and square, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of that ring to win a contract. It's wonderful.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you as well, because you defeated Brian Johnson. Is it just me, or he always seems to be a very angry man?
He is very angry. It's probably because they misspell his name all the time. It is John Stone. He's probably demanding respect, and he does not get any.
Yeah, how angry would you be, Danhausen, if somebody always spelt your name wrong, said it wrong, and they called you, say, Donhausen?
Yes, if they said Donhausen, it would be angering, and also if they said Van Velzen. He's a menace. Also, if they put Daniel Hausen,
It's not Danielhausen.
No, it's
not
one word.
Danielhausen.
One word. It is Dan.
It's one name, Danhausen.
Yes, not Dan Spacehausen. It is Danhausen. Danhausen.
It's not that hard.
Not at all.
Not at all, no. And we did have a few of our friends asking us as well that we had to ask you about Davis, because we've seen a lot of the YouTube videos and he seems very loyal.
Very loyal.
Yes. This is actually, there's Davis, Danhausen's longtime friend and personal assistant. And there's camera boy Nick, who does all the camera work as well. And Danhausen has known these fellows for well over 10 years. They've been in Danhausen's life for so long, and now they are employees of Danhausen, if you will.
And you look after them, don't you? I mean, we've seen the videos, you treat them very well.
Yes, Danhausen gives them snacks all the time. There's catering provided. You know, free Danhausen merchandise, his payment. That's pretty good, Danhausen thinks.
Hey, is there any jobs going? Can we apply?
Well, they are full. There was only 2 positions and they are full. Camera boy and assistant.
Well, I am a big fan of Danhausen merchandise as well. And obviously, you got your merchandise in Hot Topic now as well, which is a big thing.
Yes, very nice. Yes, they do a wonderful job promoting Danhausen's very scary, very evil t-shirt. But it has been quite nice.
I mean, obviously, the Young Bucks started the trend. Dare I say you are bigger and more popular than the Young Bucks?
You would say it?
I would.
We would.
Is this the common word in the UK? Is that Danhausen is more popular than...
That's what we've heard on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike and Jeff will not be happy with this. They will not be happy. Mike and Jeff Buck.
This is true. But, you know, it's tough because Danhausen, like I said earlier, is a global megastar, global icon. It's bound to happen.
Well, Danhausen just goes out there and travels the world, makes his enemies rue the day, collects his sacks of money, and carries onward. And then people, you know, it's like a snowball effect of some sort.
There is one person that people are saying is bigger than Danhausen, and I hate to bring it up again.
Who is it?
It's John Moxleyhausen. PWI #1, apparently. It was meant to be Danhausen.
Yes. Danhausen was promised #1 by PWI.
Yes, it was.
And this Moxley fellow walks in, he does his cool little strut that he does, and he probably kicked open the door and said, there's a new sheriff in town, and he kicked it open and said, I'm #1 now. But this is not fair because Danhausen was promised #1, and then now Danhausen is whatever number he was. And this Moxley fellow, I don't even know how did he get #1?
He must have threatened them, like you said. He must have stormed in there, threatened them.
True.
We've all seen that video, though. You should have been #1. I've got to ask Danhausen: have you ever actually sworn in your life?
Yes, during that video.
I know. I mean, it was bleeped out, but we didn't want to believe that you actually sweared.
Well, Danhausen was very angry. Yes, well, Danhausen, you know, got kicked off the air, so you cannot swear, otherwise you get kicked off of network television.
But you can say up yours.
You can say up yours, yes. But this is why you must be on television to make money and take over the world. So Danhausen does not swear.
Very clever.
One thing I did notice as well, obviously with the PWI, I noticed the tweet last week where I believe they tried to offer you, was it a free Subway sandwich or something? I mean, did they realize who they're messing with?
It was a Blimpie sub sandwich, and Danhausen did a Google Maps search, and it was 300 miles away.
And how long would that take? Traveling by a blimp?
Via blimp. Well, if Danhausen had his blimp, it would take probably an hour. But by motored vehicle, you know, it would take probably at least 4 hours.
Well, during this downtime, obviously the world as it is at the minute, are you getting a chance to plot your revenge on the PWI? I mean,
yes.
I think they don't realize who they're messing with.
No, they need to put Danhausen on the cover. Maybe that would make it a little bit better. Because then you could go to a local pharmacy or grocery store and see Danhausen on the cover of this wonderful magazine. It will only be wonderful, though, if Danhausen is on the cover. Otherwise, it is very evil, just evil.
Hey, maybe they'll listen if this year you win the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Oh, maybe they could just give it to Danhausen. So
maybe they could just give it to Danhausen, yeah.
You get hurt wrestling. You get punched in the face and such.
Yeah, it'd be so much better if you didn't have to do that for it.
Perhaps
and they just gave you it.
Could just do a trade or something. I don't know.
Like, I'm sure you could give them some teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Or a sack of money. You've got plenty of sacks of money.
Yes, you just bribe them or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to do any hard work.
I personally think, Danhausen, they should give you all the gold, not just the world title. I mean, they should give you all the gold.
Yes, we'll be called Ultimate Danhausen.
Ultimate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this.
Exactly. You'll have everything.
I do actually. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, we spoke to a friend of yours earlier who said to say hello.
Who is this?
Gregory Iron.
Yeah. What kind of chair does he use? Did you ask him?
He was in a black swirly chair.
He will not tell Danhausen the serial number of his chair. He tries to go on his Instagram live every time, and he asks him. He never knows.
How rude.
How could you order the same chair if you do not know the serial numbers?
Well, this is true. But he did say to say hello to you.
Well, you can tell him Danhausen set up yours.
We will be sure to do that. Another person we did want to ask you about is someone we spoke to a couple of weeks ago who spoke very highly of you, and that was Effie. What was it like working with Effie?
Danhausen loves Effie. Effie is always quite nice to work with. Danhausen loves to do the tag team wrestling with him. He's done it at Beyond and what is it? Black Label Pro and many places. Yes. Mm-hmm. Glory Pro. Yes. It is quite nice to tag team with Effie. We have our brains kind of melt together in such a beautiful way, you know. And then we create wonderful arts.
You'll be happy to know as well that I have actually purchased some Effie and Danhausen merchandise, which should be arriving soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very good of you. That's very nice. It puts money in Danhausen's pockets, which makes it more
that's
powerful.
Always good.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yes, I'm very happy to send money your way. It's a pleasure. I did notice one thing. I have to ask you as well. Obviously, you're a big fan of The Simpsons.
Yes.
And now, is Mr. Burns an inspiration to you?
Why, yes, he's quite nice. Danhausen loves him. He's very powerful, very rich, as you know. He's a little bit nice sometimes, but also very evil. It's a perfect mix. Yes. Is that Bender on your hat?
It is. It's actually a Foo Fighters hat. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters owns a record studio, and this is the cover for it.
Very good. Danhausen likes him.
Dave Grohlhausen.
Yes, very good. No, Bender. Well, Dave Grohl is good too, but the Bender Danhausen.
Yes. Bender is cool. And the company is called Roswell Studios because Dave Grohl also likes UFOs.
Oh, very good.
What does Danhausen think of UFOs and extraterrestrials?
Probably very good. Danhausen watches these documentaries on the television. Agent Mulder and Agent Scully, and they do mysteries.
What's it called?
Yes, Alien Mysteries, X-File.
Oh,
very, very good. It's very
a new program, is it?
Yes, it just came out. Danhausen has been binge watching it. Came out last week. It's very good. It's very informative on these UFOs.
Well,
it's out there.
That is very true. The truth is out there.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of shows and movies, I mean, I heard a rumor that you're friends with The Rock. I mean, could we see you take over the movie world one day?
Yes, perhaps we shall star in Fast and the Furious 11 together. Who knows?
Yes.
Too Fast, Too Furious 11. It'd be quite nice. If we star, Rock the Dwayne Johnson, it'd be wonderful. And we'll have a nice time, make a lot of catering, and do some monies.
A lot of money.
Yes, put them on the red carpet, they'll say.
I think The Rock Dwayne has the most cash sacks of money in Hollywood.
Yes, he should build Danhausen his own gym, his own personal gym. He should send it here.
Yeah.
I like the sounds of that. I like the sounds of that a lot. And I know, because I was going to ask you, because I saw your video of you tasting his Terramana tequila. Do you recommend I purchase a bottle?
Yes, actually, it was Danhausen is usually not a fan of the spicy waters. And this one was smooth water. So it was quite nice.
Well, I shall definitely be purchasing that. Now, before we wrap up in a few minutes, we have a friend called Rivers who's a very big horror fan. Yes, and we're wondering, obviously, you like horror. I mean, what are some of your favorite horrors?
Yeah, let's see. American Werewolf in London. That's very good. That's a year-round flick you can watch.
Yes.
Alien. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. What else? Evil Dead's Army of Darkness, but of course. Let's see. Predator. That's not really a horror movie, but kind of. Let's see. It could be argued. What else? What else? What else? Lots of things. Danhausen is always watching them. He usually tries to watch one a day at least.
Well, I've just been binging the Halloween box sets because that's my favorite.
Yes, Halloween. Yes, good Danhausen. Forget The Thing. The Thing is wonderful.
Yes. The Thing, yeah, I love that. Our friend Rivers has actually got a life-size mannequin of Michael Myers in his studio.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful, but it's very creepy.
Danhausen wants to get a life-size xenomorph if it's possible.
A life-size Danhausen.
Yes, or that. That could be good too.
You could sell those.
Yes, well, it'd be very expensive, but it'd be very lucrative.
Well, this is true. Obviously, we're running out of time, so I'm going to let you. I know Danhausen likes money and sacks of money.
Oh yes.
So why don't you tell all of our fans and your fans where they can find Danhausen merchandise?
Yes, very good. You can go to hottopic.com, search Danhausen, that'll pop up. ProWrestlingTees.com/Danhausen. For those who the shipping is outrageous, probably, you can just support Danhausen by going to patreon.com/LoveThatDanhausen. And that's a way for you to not have to pay for shipping on things, but still support.
Perfect.
Yes.
And basically, everyone should send Danhausen their money.
Yes, exactly. If everyone sends Danhausen $1, Danhausen will be a millionaire in one day.
No, a billion.
That's
It's even better.
Yes, please, everybody. That's it. That's the plan.
That is a genius plan. I'm impressed with that. Very much
That's all it takes.
$1 from everybody in the world. 1 million year.
That's not too much to ask.
Yeah, not really. Danhausen is very accessible.
Well, Danhausen, it has been an absolute pleasure, and we are huge, huge fans, and it means the world to us that you've given us some of your time.
Yes. Thank you for having Danhausen on. Danhausen appreciates it.
Thank you very much, everybody. Danhausen, thank you very much.
Goodbye.